Incoming right there.
All right, hey guys, tomorrow is Flag Day, so I want to talk a little bit about proper etiquette for displaying the American flag. If you're going to hang up flag, red, white, and blue decorations, no big deal, but if you're going to actually hang the American flag, do it correctly. All right, you see right here we have the field of stars is top left as you're looking at it. That's how it should be displayed. That is normally how you display a flag always. All right. Now, if you have to hang it vertically, all right, a common mistake people make is they just turn it like that. That is not correct. The field of stars should still be top left as you're looking at it. So all you do is you're just going to just turn it around and stake it back up again. All right, hang it like that. Nothing hard. All right. Now, how about if you're going to put it up on a pole? How about if you're going to put it up on a pole? Same thing if you're flying a flag on a pole, the American flag will always be up top. All right, but how about if you've got two separate poles? I appreciate you asking. All right, the American flag will always be to the right, so it will be to the left as you're looking at it if you have only two flags. If you have a whole series of flags, for example, let's say you're flying a flag for all 50 states. The American flag is supposed to go directly in the middle. It's also supposed to be taller. It doesn't matter if it's 1 inch taller, but it has to be displayed taller. So for example, when the military does a color guard, they have the two guys carrying rifles and maybe the battalion colors and then the American flag. The guy with the American flag will be to the right, and they'll also pick the guy that is taller so that the top of the American flag is just ever so slightly taller than those battalion colors. It's the small details that make a difference. Right now, what about if, people talk about putting flags on their hats and on their uniforms and stuff like that. Let's touch on that a little bit. All right, if you're gonna display a flag, let's say on the front of like a baseball hat or on a helmet or anything, back of your body armor, whatever it is, it's still supposed to be displayed correctly with these stars up in the top right side left as you're looking at it. All right, so where do all these, I'm not bashing Go Ruck, it's a great concept, but they have a thing where they wear the backwards flags, and they're saying that they're supporting the guys deployed. And what they're talking about is a lot of your military guys, they have the flags that are backwards, and where that comes from is if you're going to run a flag on the side, whether it's on your sleeve or the other sleeve, all right, the military has a thing that these stars have to be forward. Now, big Army, all right, because they're a bunch of ass clowns. This is my old uniform when I retired, guys. On our left sleeve, which would have made the flag correct, right, stars forward, right? This is the side where you put your unit patch on. And they didn't want to put the American flag on this side. So what they did was they put it on the other side, in this case right above my combat patch. And that's because the reality is when they started doing this, most people didn't have any combat patches. So to run it on this side, that would be on my shoulder like this. This flag is actually backwards if it was on like the front of your shirt or something. And that is because their logic is that the stars are always going forward across the battlefield. That's fine and all, guys. But the reality is when the Army issued all of these flags to every soldier that's out there, now the only flags that Joe has, right, because these things Velcro off, the only flags that Joe has to put on his baseball hat, to put on his Go Ruck hat, whatever it is, or put on the front of his body armor, that's the only flag that they had, and that is backwards if you're going to put it on the front of your body armor, if you're going to put it on the front of your hat. That's the incorrect way to do it, right? So basically by them doing it, they're being cheap is what they're doing. Now what I did for my unit is because Big Army issued them all these backwards flags, a lot of IR backwards flags. I went out and bought the correct IR flag, correct facing, 3 per guy, all right? Because you'd have one on the front of your body armor. If you were gonna put it on the back of your helmet, again, it needs to be facing correctly. Now, so if you were gonna run it on both sleeves, on the left sleeve, it should be, again, stars forward, and then you could have the opposite one on the other sleeve. Does that make sense? Again, proper way to display the American flag. Now, if you're gonna put it on the sides, for example, on my helmet here, sides work the same way, stars forward. So a correctly facing flag on the left side, just like my left shoulder. But if you're going to put one on the right side of your helmet, again, correct display of the American flag is with the field of stars forward, right? So this flag is technically correct to be worn on the side, but if I was going to put this on a hat or front of my body armor, whatever, it would be facing the wrong way. The only place to put a backwards flag is on the right sleeve or the right side of a helmet or the right side of a vehicle. If you're gonna put American flags on the fenders of your Jeep, let's say, correct facing flag would go on the left fender, backwards flag would go on the right fender so that the stars are traveling forward. Makes sense, right? Now, how about if you're gonna add things to the flag? For example, we put the Tactical Rifleman logo on this flag, just like my old unit used to do here. This technically is not actually a flag, it's just a patch, guys. And understand, when they put this on the front of our body armor, right, when you come into that room, you don't have to yell, Navy SEALs, I'm here to get you out. You know, this is not a movie, but when people see that flag, the bad guys immediately throw their guns on the ground and the good guys immediately thank their God in heaven that it's you coming through the door and not some ISIS guy. So if you're going to add things like that, understand you're not defacing a flag, you're defacing a patch. All right, so again, certain units choose to do it, others do not. Again, if you're going to put this on the back of your body armor, again, it would have to go the same way like that. Still perfectly fine, okay? But if you were gonna put it on the side, you'd have to have it facing the other way. So anyways, that's a little bit about how to properly display the American flag. If we're gonna display the flag, right? Saturday is Flag Day. We've got Independence Day coming up, one of my favorite holidays. I encourage you to display the American flag with pride. But if you're gonna display it at all, display it correctly. Hope you all got something out of it. Y'all take care. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything.